Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In this session, we will prepare cost of production report for second department, that is Department B, in a second month, that is February. Second month mean there would be opening inventory, and second department mean there would be Department 1 cost as well. There would be prior department costs. How would we treat both of the you may say points in preparation of cost of production report? We will have a discussion on these issues in our preparation of this cost of production report and this numerical exercise. When there is a second period, mean there is work in process inventories opening, we apply two methods of costing, that is weighted average method and first in first out method. As we have discussed how weighted average method works, you can have my videos on weighted average method working with respect to equivalent units and preparation of cost of production report. You may have my videos on that. I have already shared those videos. You can consult all those videos for a complete or detailed understanding. Here we have the exercise. Curtis Company uses process cost in accounting for its production department, which uses two materials. Company is using two materials. I have taken two materials so that I can explain one is added at start and one is added at the end, or you must say at the completion. So that's why I have to explain all these facts so that you can understand it better. Material A is added at the beginning of the process and is inspected at the and inspection is made at 90% stage. Then material B is added. It means material A is added at start and material B is added at when the units are 90% complete. Ending work in process inventory is 3/4 completed. It means ending work in process is that 2000 units are 3/4 completed, means 75% completed. So here is the unit cost summary, that are beginning work in process 1500, received from department A 12,000, transferred to finished goods 11,500, ending work in process inventory, that is 2000. So this is the unit summary, and which has been prepared by production manager. So here we have the cost summary. Cost of beginning work in process, mean there are units in beginning work in process and we will have cost of those units. Those units have different cost elements. The cost elements are cost from department A, department material A, material B, direct labor costs, factory overhead costs. So when we received those units in the month of February, these costs were applied on those units, on those 1500 units. Keep in mind, when you are applying weighted average method of cost of production report, these information is necessary. If you don't have the breakup of these costs, you cannot apply weighted average method. Weighted average method can only be applied if you have a breakup of the opening inventory cost. If we had opening inventory cost of all these combinedly total, then we can only apply you must say first in first out method. So another way, whether this question is for a weighted average method or whether this question is for you must say first in first out method, this information will also guide you. If you have total cost of beginning work in inventory, you will apply first in first out method. And if you have total so breakup of these elements, you will apply weighted average method. So note this down. So this is the basic difference point between first in first out method and weighted average method in preparation of cost of production report. So these were the costs of beginning inventory, and some costs are added during this period. In this period, we received 12,000 units, bearing cost per unit, that is 4.25. In last period, we received units at the cost of 4.20 per unit, that is 6,300 divided by 1500. It means previous period cost was 4.2, this period cost is 4.25. It is different. So we will have average cost in this period and average cost of prior department in this period as well. So that's why which format I use, that format will resolve this problem of average costing in our question. So you will see that that problem is easily solved in our format. So the next cost is added by the department B in February. Department B has added material A, material B, direct labor cost and factory overhead cost in the month of February. These are the amounts of those costs added in month of February by department B. By using this information, we will have the calculation of all these costs and prepare a cost of production report. For the preparation of a cost of production report, at first step, we prepare quantity schedule and equivalent units. Here we have a format of calculation of a quantity schedule and equivalent units. This segment shows the quantity schedule and this segment gives us the calculation of equivalent units. In this way, we can calculate or prepare quantity schedule and equivalent units. So here, beginning work in process that is given in our question, that is 1500 units. Received during this period, that are 12,000 units. So we have only units figure over here. So we total have 13,500 units. That information is given in our question. We have completed and transferred out units that are 11,500. So those units are basically the completed and transferred out. Those units might be completed but still in process. Ending work in process inventory are 2000 units and 2000 units have stages of completion. Another point to be noted is that when we have no stages of completion of beginning work in process inventory, please note it down. When we do not have beginning work in process inventory stage of completion, we cannot apply FIFO method. We can only apply weighted average method. So when there are no completion stages or stages of completion of beginning inventory, we can apply only weighted average method. So keep in mind, weighted average method will be applied when there are no stage of completion or stage of completion is not mentioned in your question. Another noting point in weighted average method is we will not be given stages of completion of beginning work in process inventory. For the calculation of equivalent units, you will simply write the completed units in every cost element. And I have prepared 5 columns in this equivalent units, because some materials are added at start, some materials are added at end. Labor and FOH are stages of completion are different, so that's why we will have different calculations of equivalent units, which we have already discussed before. When we have different stages of completion, we will have different equivalent units, and that's why we have to compute different equivalent units for each cost element. That's why I have prepared these 4 columns for this current department cost and 1 column for previous department cost. How will you decide that how many column would you prepare here? When you have to prepare second department production report or a third department production report, make a prior department column first of all. That is the hint. Or the secondly, you may have the cost or elements in your question. Here you have cost elements in your question, that is department A, material A, B, labor, and so on. What the number of cost element is, make that number of columns. Simple is the rule. So here I have 5 cost elements, that is department A, material B, labor, and factory overhead. I will prepare 5 columns for that. So if I have 4, I will prepare 4 columns. If I have 3, I will prepare 3 columns. That's very simple rule. And if you don't have first prior department, you have only the first department, that you will skip that column. That is very simple. So a generic format can be used for every question in cost of production report. So this is department A. So material B, direct labor, and factory overhead. as completed units are completed or in all aspects, they are completed with the department A, whether completed to material A, material B has been added to them, labor has been applied to them, factory overhead has been applied to them. It means they are 100% complete with all aspects by applying a formula that is 11,500 units, 100% complete for every aspects. That mean 100% this, 100% this, 100% this, and so on. So 11,000 multiplied by 100%, that is 11,500. Or you can write it at straightforwardly complete units which has been given to you, that is 11,500. And what about work in process ending inventory? Keep in mind, work in process ending inventory is completed 100% with respect to prior department. Always it is 100% with respect to prior department, whether it is given in your question or whether it is not given in your question. And normally question, it is not given in your question, it is not mentioned in your question, it is understood. It is implied that department units are completed with respect to department, then it is shifted into department 2 or second department. That's why they are always 100% complete with respect to department A. So simple is the rule. So that is 2000 multiplied by 100%, that is 2000. So 2000 material A is added at start. What does it mean? It means material was added at start. It means 2000 units has already used that material. So that's why 2000 multiplied by 100%, that is 2000. And material B would be added at end of the process. But these 2000 units are 3/4 completed given in my question. So these units have not reached the stage of addition of second material. That's why we have 0 equivalent units of this. That is 0% completed. Mean material B has been applied 0 on these 2000 units. So 0% multiplied by 2000, that according to formula, units multiplied by stage of completion. So that is 0. What about direct labor? Direct labor and factory overhead is 3/4 completed. So we will use formula 2000 multiplied by 3 divided by 4, that is 1500. 2000 multiplied by 3 divided by 4, that is 1500. So in this way we can calculate equivalent units for each cost element. For department A it is 13,500. Total units have been completed with respect to department A. And with respect to material it is 13,500. With respect to material B it is 11,500. With respect to labor it is 13,000. With respect to factory overhead it is 13,000. So when there are different stages of completion for different cost elements, we will calculate equivalent units for each cost element. In this way we can have our quantity schedule and calculation of equivalent units. Hope so you have understood the whole process and calculation very well.